Hello everybody, I'm here for the Humor Game Channel and welcome back to TNO, The Last Days of Europe, and to what has now become the Hyperborea playthrough. We have Velimir, or as he was known before this, Schultz. He killed Wagner in the last episode. He is gone. So today we will begin our journey on heading down. We stand alone, sending the Oberstadt Burgund and the Germans a nice little message telling them that they're a bunch of dicks. But anyways, we're going to start with the whole industry tree because it's pretty decent. We got 5 military factories there, we get 4 civies there, so I'll probably do those first. Do eventually want to grab these as well because industrial expertise, societal development grows. That's just a nice wee little bonus to everything, and then that further bonuses to it's pretty good as well. And I do actually want to get down to here as well for the 5% recruit population because manpower is a bit of an issue right now, and Sverdlovsk is looking much stronger. Anyways, all of the wisdom of the world was discovered long ago by the ancient Aryans, only to be forgotten by their descendants. Our ancestors ran a harmonious society free of wickedness and degeneracy, and it is by emulating them that we will find success in this world. The same holds true for matters of economics. Rather than sifting through the textbooks of degenerate academics, we'll look to the past. In the ancient days of the Aryan Empire, there were no Jewish financiers or unruly Bolshevik labourers, only wise priest-kings who gave orders in accordance to the gods' will and slaves who obeyed unquestioningly. These lost principles will be the iron foundation of our new economy. 3 times 50% research bonuses for industry. Nice. So, pretty much going to go down how the other episode went down. We're going to invade these pair. Sverdlovsk is going to try and take it from us, but we just need to persevere. We do have more divisions pushing into the Ural Mountains just because they take a little bit more to break them down, just because it's, it's mountains. It's the Ural Mountains, surprisingly enough. Yeah. I guess we'll grab a couple of these as well. Let's grab you. Consumer goods minus 10%. That's actually pretty nice. Oh my days. Get the forts built. Actually, no. Get the forts built. Yeah, so pretty men bred for war. Combat schooling. What are we actually on right now? Because it must be absolutely pathetic. Reluctant conscripts. That's not what we're looking at. Beaten, military laws. Kill them all. That's great. Minimal training. So combat schooling is gonna help our organization and division attack and defense. That's pretty good. Okay. Monthly army professionalism goes down actually. Our mobilization speed's pretty flippin' ridiculous, and training speed's fantastic as well. Oh well. Blessed factories. The factory in its current state is a wretched example of the moral decay of modernity. The worker spends his days in mindless doldrum, untouched by the teaching of his ancestors and the gods. This state of affairs is a remnant from the days of the Jewish control of industry, designed to sap the vitality of the Aryan men and disconnect them from their heritage. In order to continue modernization according to the principles of the Aryan race, we'll have to reconstruct the factory system, creating something never before seen in the history of industrialization. Gone are the days of dull, alienating toil. Priests stationed within each one will ensure that the factory is a centre of indoctrination as well as labour. Right. In order to right. Okay, basically civilian factories. Right. What else do we have? What else do we have to do? We're already doing increase the civilian spending. No, I'm not going to do that. How close are we to the wars again? 43 days. That's fine by me. Let's go ahead and read. A working body, a working soul. An unnecessary concern for the lives of the one's inferiors is a sign of weakness and decadence that has toppled many civilizations. It was always the way of our ancestors to work their slaves to the bone, as their lives meant nothing when compared to the glory of the Aryan nation. That said, there's a limit. A starving slave is weak labourer, and the nation cannot afford to lose too many of the millions of hands that build its monuments and fuel its war machine. Provisions are bare minimum, with it distributed to our armies of severance. This is necessity, not mercy, but they should nevertheless be grateful. Work invigorates the soul, and with these supplies they may toil for longer yet. So we have unlimited work day, which... Oh my days, the max work hours is unlimited. Oh, flippin' heck. Unlucky to them. Oh, I can't start it yet because I'm still doing the other one, you idiot. Anyways, I'm going to research anti-air now, because we do want to get that in production, of course. So, in the other playthrough, Goring gets, well, cooed, which is just great. So, it's probably going to happen again. Alright, should be very, very, very close now. 23 days. Yes, indeed we are. But I think we'll be able to read the Apples of Perun. The legends of the ancients say the god Perun possessed golden apples that became lightning in order to annihilate his enemies. In these degenerate days, we cannot hope that our salvation will come in the form of divine intervention. Instead, we must seek to harness Perun's power through the other means. For the sake of modern development, electrification must be the nation's first priority. It will drastically enhance our economic capacity and reconnect us with the will of the gods. The combination of modern technology and ancient wisdom is truly unbeatable, and unlike the decadent nations of the West, we will not waste our newfound capacity of slaves. 5 military factories. Ideal. Very ideal, considering we're spending a lot of time building up fortifications. Of course, we don't want to stack them too high, otherwise they're not going to attack us. Okay, okay. Aggressive, men. Aggressive. You just straight on into the capital. Just gonna do some micromanaging here just to set someone off on the right direction. Yeah, because the Ural military government likes to come on in as well. They actually hold pretty bloody well, I'll give them that. Surely Orenburg's going to fall, yep. Good, good, good. The Apples of Perun. Yeah, take that capital before they do. There goes Salazar. Alright, come on, we need to capitulate them before Sverdlovsk can. Or sorry, the Ural military government, whatever the hell they're called. They're irrelevant. That's what the case is. So, yeah, thank you. You didn't get any. Stuff you. Right, with that done. There's some land decor again. More force are now required, but that is okay. Saying that, there's already some work being done on fortification, so that's okay. So we've got one free factory there now. What we'll do is we'll just hop straight on into integrating all these territories. Yes. Will you just start, please? Thank you. Right, do we have the... Yes, prioritize. Oh, we could... it gives us a military factory. It's an investment in construction. I feel like that's probably beneficial. Right, anyways, embrace and... Actually, no. Let's go ahead and do... Into the world, I'm not too bothered about for the time being. Kind of going to start in the army. The army of the pure. New conquest comes new enemies, and we must build a worthy army to meet the challenge. Our military will be a veritable force of nature, in which every single member is a pure Aryan warrior. The Aryan, after all, is the perfect killing machine. Battle runs in our blood, and our proud lineage will give us the edge we need to triumph over the subhuman horrors that have overrun the world. Where the German scourge failed, our racially superior champions of Hyperborea will succeed, and once Russia is united, we will have proven to the world the martial prowess of the Aryan race. Our brothers will brush aside all who could oppose them, and even the laughable farce that calls itself a Reich would surely tremble with fear once they find themselves in our crosshairs. Indeed they shall. Do you know one thing that kind of probably did set us back in terms of manpower? Our war with Finland. We lost like 100k in that fight alone, so... Hence the fortifications that we're building. Got some damages to repair as well. That's fine. What I'll probably do is I'll probably spend a lot of time on... it's in here, isn't it? We'll probably invest again in the civilian spending. Just to help with that. Civilian budget boost is gone. Let me just do another one. So take it we get a little national spirit for this. Yes, we do. So yeah, minus consumer goods. It's pretty nice. Construction speeds up as well. The civilian spending factor is up by 15%. But that's fine. That's fine. Liquidate your reserves to pay off national debt. We could do that as well. But anyways, weeding out the weak. Peter has passed every trial thrown at him. He'd hiked naked through a blizzard. He'd been beaten for an hour without crying out. On the first day of his training, there had been over 1,000 men standing with him. Now there was less than 400. Peter was still standing, but there were more trials ahead. One day, the instructors broke them into groups of 25. Peter's group was led to a concrete shed and ordered inside. The interior was bare, windowless room with a dirt floor. Once everyone was inside, the instructor told them his trial was to stand silently until ordered otherwise. He locked the door and left Peter and his comrades standing in the dark. First day wasn't difficult. Peter's eyes adjusted to the darkness. His legs grew stiff, but he avoided cramps by shifting his weight. His stomach started to rumble in the evening, but he was no stranger to hunger. The most difficult part was staying awake. One of the men fell asleep and tumbled to the floor. Almost immediately, the instructors opened the door and dragged him out of the room before relocking it. He didn't even protest as they carried him away. On the morning of the second day, one of the instructors opened the door and asked if anyone wanted to forfeit. No one stepped forward. The instructor nodded and locked the door. Midday was when the hunger really set in. Peter could feel his stomach protesting, demanding something to fill it. He tried to focus on the rewards that awaited when he passed the trial, the privilege and prestige of being part of the army. He had wanted that for so long, and now he was close. His stomach was getting louder. On the morning of the third day, the door opened again, and two men crept out. The survivors were ordered to insult them. For the first time in 6 hours, Peter heard his own voice as he hurled verbal attacks at the cowards. The third night would be his breaking point. After 3 days without food or sleep, 3 days of licking condensation of the walls for water, he snapped. He started to sob. It seemed like the only sensible thing left to do. The door opened and two instructors came and pulled him out to a dark room. Peter couldn't care less about the mockery from the men still inside. He looked up above him and saw the stars shine in the night. They were beautiful, like the eyes of the gods. Okay, let's do this. The men bred for war. As Aryan war runs in our blood, it would be foolish to think otherwise. We will establish a specially trained cast of warriors to serve in our armed forces, to create a body of manpower consisting of some of the fiercest fighting men the world has ever seen. Rigorous training programs will be created to replace the laughably underdeveloped and lenient remnants of the previous regime's training regiment. Our new generation of warriors will come out of the training as cold-blooded war machines, ready to die for their sacred fatherland. They will show no mercy to our enemies. They will not so much as flinch when the servants of Eternal Jew begin to throw their worst at us. Although the new regiment will weed out countless weaklings, those who remain will be the best of the best. The subhuman hordes will break and shatter upon engaging with our stalwart brothers, and victory will be ours. Right, so we've got a decent wee stack of, factory sets. So we'll put them all into the fighters again. We do have anti-air's going to be out in 32 days. Once anti-air's done, we'll put something else into play. Actually, we'll put some new tech all into play once these finish. So I do want to get tanks. Sverdlovsk has tanks. They have tanks, and I kind of want to be able to... We'll say that we got anti-tanks, so we hopefully should be able to repel the... repel them. Bring that down as well. I'm going to put you down there. So... how's the 4 construction? That needs to go up to 3. We're doing this in a very weird order, but it's going to get done nonetheless, so I'll let those two stay in there. Men bred for war. Into the world. I'm not going to read Into the World because we've read it. We'll get that out of the way. 201 days, so that's all sorted. Industrial equipment, army professionalism. Let's do army professionalism. And let's go ahead and industrial equipment. Let's do it. I'll use those 370 factories. Gives a military. Let's do it. So okay, we've still got 15 building away for us, so that's fine. Right, anti-air's done. What we need to do now is actually upgrade the artillery. We'll need to do that to the anti-air as well, but at least we can get the anti-air into production. So if we just do that. Perfect. We'll take 3 off of here in a second when we get the cast, so we'll go ahead and start researching the cast now. Air support is going to be imperative for us. They don't have any planes, so we're going to have some really high air superiority, hopefully. So we'll get some really good bonuses. We've got some manpower for doing that. What we will do is, I can afford to get some more divisions. Right, we've read this before as well. Actually, this time is different. Tell me, Victor, what do you see when you look beyond our borders? Velimir did not look at his foreign minister as he posed the question, his attention instead drawn towards the map hanging on the wall of his office. The intricate cartography had been commissioned by the High Priest's late predecessor, and now remained as one of the few remnants of Wagner regime. I only see hated enemies of our boreal Rus, subhumans and Xeon as puppets as far as the eye can see. Victor's response was coldly matter of fact. It is more than that, Victor. Consider that not a single nation on Earth shares the same goals that we have. We stand alone in the struggle, and only have ourselves to rely on. The High Priest turned to his minister, looking him straight in the eyes. I intend to send a loud message to the world, signed in blood of our enemies. Those who have thrown their lot in with a Jew will learn to fear us, one way or the other. The world does not take us seriously, Velimir. We must prove them wrong. Perhaps then we could start with reclaiming our rightful Aryan identity. Those arrogant Germanics continue to think themselves the master race. I suppose they cannot help it, of course. Their small minds are sadly quite prone to such crude delusions. Velimir gave a slight chuckle. Perhaps it's time we let the mongrels know who the superior race really is. What do you think? Victor smiled. I'll make the arrangements. Perfect. Perfect. Let's finish off the industry tree. Even the final victory of the true Aryan government, remnants of Judeo-Bolshevik indoctrination, still polluted the minds of our populace. Many people still distrust their new regime, treasonously refusing to follow the will of the High Priest. Before obliterating them utterly, it may be useful to consider giving incentives for serving the will of the state. It should be broadcasted far and wide over our territories. Those who collaborate with the Brotherhood before their peers can expect superior quarters and slaves befitting their status as enlightened Aryan citizens. Those who are too late to accept our generous offer will get nothing at all, ensuring that, before too long, the people will fall over one another to be the first to do our bidding. Ah, we changed to open immigration. I need to have a wee look and see. Open immigration just gets rid of the monthly population loss and some stability. Could do with keeping that stability, but it is what it is. Right, I could get the main battle tank into production. Let's go ahead and upgrade the anti-air. I wouldn't mind getting the tank into production. Margaret Thatcher's been re-elected again. Do we have enough to really get the tanks into production though? I don't think enough to actually like benefit us, to be quite honest. Ah, shortages here again, so Germany's going to be doing bugger all. Oh well, that is what it is. What's Japan actually up to? Sukuchi Tagaki. And Hirohito is still alive as well. So we'll be having the Scotland-England war very soon. That will be happening. Goad the unbelievers. Even our most sincere rewards are not enough for certain treasonous elements of the population. They spit on our emissaries, lynch the collaborators among their communities, and turn away our priests' guidance. Many clinging courageously onto the identity of Russians or Soviets, an existential threat to our fledgling empire. Despite our hopes to declare that these people cannot be saved, they will have to be turned by force. Once again, our slaves will roam the countryside, subjugating unruly populations, permanently reminding them who their betters are. If they refuse to understand our ideals, then we will teach them, again, in the universal language of force. Get some nice wee bonuses there. So, open immigration. Do we get some more stability and war support? Ah, you're hurting us. Doing all them, but it is what it is. Still love our bloody shade of purple though, it's absolutely fantastic. And then we'll start training some more divisions, but I don't have the manpower, man. How much have you got available? Is this 50? You've got 107k left. The fort should help a decent bit because we already have some bonuses to our defense from the focuses. I mean the national spirits. The recovery rate's pretty good there. They're all really good, these first three. Actually, all of them are really pretty good here. Yes, the Skyvatkar Arsenal, plus 10, Division Defense of Core Territory. The area control one's helping as well. So we do have some nice bonuses to our defense. In our mission to subsume the will of the masses beneath our boot to the will of the gods, we have succeeded gloriously. Those initial opponents of our rule were tempted by promises of rewards within the system. Those who remained obstinated were crushed and incorporated into the servant classes. The economy roars to life the incorporation of the priests into the factories, synthesizing our ancestral faith with the wonders of modern technology. Now that the economy is in order, we must head forward. Subjugating our own population is not enough. For the Aryan race to survive and prosper, the whole world must be ours to dominate. Our prior development has only been a minuscule step on a long and arduous march to glory. Right. Now, I didn't even realise this was a thing. Oh, our win ratio is only 62%. I didn't even realise that thing. That's shows you how big of a noob I am. Do I maybe want to pay off some of our debt? I want to see what happens when you do it. So, liquidate your reserves. Oh. We have 0 debt now. Holy crap. Research facility, war support, weekly stability. That's good. Initiate propaganda programs. Let's do that because our stability is taking a massive bloody hit. All marks to glory. Good. That's sorted. So let's do we standalone. To the nations of the world, Aryan has a very particular meaning. The Germanic peoples of Northern Europe who claimed the mantle of the creation of their continent-spanning empire. This title is undeserved. The Germans are a weak, servile people. The unknowing pawns of Jewish masters who long ago swept in from Asia and displaced the true Aryans. The false attribution of Aryan identity has spread even into our own realm, a fact that we must rectify immediately. The Aryan Brotherhood is only legitimate representative of the matter race. The Slavo-Aryan people, distinct from the Asiatic German usurpers, no other nation on the planet is on our side, and we must abandon the idea of foreign alliances as we move forward. So no alliances for us. It's not like we get an alliance going the other way anyways. Germany just ignores us. Let's fight Germany. Because we'd kill you if we could. I think I'm going to invest in the civilian spending again just to help us. Oh, okay, it's only 50 mil. That's fine. Just to help with the construction of the factories. I mean, the fortifications. How close are we to CAS? Under 35 days. Artillery is getting upgraded soon. So is your anti-air. Good, good, good. What we'll get researched next will be signal companies. Reformation. Wait, what? No way. In Edinburgh today, English and Scottish diplomats declared a deal to reform the United Kingdom again. Scotland would give up its independence in exchange for a certain degree of autonomy and rights in the agreement. Reportedly, the English are extremely pleased as this deal, for it fulfills a major policy goal of every post-war government of England. Some in Scotland are angry at the deal, believing too much was given up in return. The alternative was widely believed to be a war between Scotland and England. Regardless of the celebrations in Edinburgh anything to go by, Scotland and England will have no trouble being together in the near future. Rule Britannia. Da, 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 da. There's too much happening in terms of audio. What the hell? Oh. What just happened? What? What? I don't understand what the knock on the door and the shot was there. To the ignorant, the Third Reich may resemble an ideal Aryan state. Certainly it claims the motto, trumpeting to the world its opposition to the elders of Zion and their machinations. Its love of traditional morality and its loyalty to the cause of the white race. All of this, every last little morsel, is a vile deception spawned from the rot that the Reich claims to cleanse. The conspiracy that pervades every aspect of the global civilization and corrupts all that is good did not disappear in 1933. It merely offered concessions, a fake Aryan state that sells out a small portion of the Jews in exchange for the continued domination behind the scenes of the real masters. In Aryan guise, the Jews have spread their rule even further across Europe. We have clearer eyes, we can see Germany's true nature, and will let the world hear its greatest, darkest secret. Yeah, that's right, Germany. I'd say we're coming for you, but we're not, sadly. Right, fort construction. I'm actually going to put you guys further down, but we do need to spend some time on cities. $41 and $31. You do have more civvies on them. Nah, these two pair are bloody pushovers. Especially the Central Siberian Federation. What are you actually doing? Nothing. Nothing of any use, really. Alright, let's get Signal Company 1 researched. And anti-air. It's been upgraded. Good stuff, good stuff. Are we currently... How does the world perceive us? Germany actually likes me. But we just announced them. And Die Reihe Burgundy. What ridiculousness is that it is that even the most fervent aspirants to the true Aryan purity fail to meet this basic standards. The fact that the Reich is morally polluted and controlled by Jews is something that Heinrich Himmler, like us, could see. The Reichsfuhrer SS established his Oberstadt to fix Germany's deviations. Even in this, he did not evade the pool of the Zionists. Even now, Burgundy fills its SS with non-Aryan filth and lets its ruler live fat like a Jewish banker. Our criticisms of Burgundy will be a test, its final chance for redemption. When it takes our guidance into account and reforms the state in the right direction, it proves these errors were simply that. If he does not, we have irrevocable proof that he too is but a puppet on the strings of our eternal adversaries. No response from the Germans or Burgundy yet. Yep, get training, please. I want the guys to be ready. What we'll do is I'll actually take 6 divisions off of you. Yeah, Schultz, I know you're not actually the greatest field marshal we have. Get the defensive doctrine on you. Right, encourage returning. Yes. Yeah, I'll do it now. Right, anyways. Let's go ahead and do you. The power that defeats all technology. We live in an age where technology dominates every facet of life and nowhere is near part in the fields of warfare. It's kind of the same as what we had last time. Right, you know what? It's something to do with industry. We're just going to start it. So, anti-air is a production. Don't know how many we're going to need to... That's not anti-air doing. 331 short. That's not too bad. What we'll do is we'll just put them in anyways. What we'll do is we'll just wait until these finish. And we'll see what our manpower state is like. Iberia forms Iberian Council. Handel Cateno. Oh. Oh. The political party's popularity can be tracked in the Zunions tab. Oh, cold days. Unfortunately, going by the recent actions, it seems that all hope of peace with the Ural military district has been dashed. In an announcement from Sverdlovsk, the Ural state has claimed that we are a legitimate state that stands in their way on their path to reunifying Russia. Following the declaration of hostility, they have expelled all of our citizens within their borders. As our military starts to mobilize a closer... Oh, yes! Ah! We need to prepare. Oh, hell! 150,000 manpower. Nice. Yeah, bases, recon, don't need that. Let's get the land forts. Infiltrate enemy intelligence. Good, good, good. We're getting manpower. That's what we need. They're coming for us. But guess what? I'm gonna be bloody ready. We do still have some gaps that need addressed though. For the most part, we're getting there. We're getting there. Right, we need all the following. That's fine. Anyways, in the sky of our ancestors, before the nefarious meddling of the Jews and their Zionist lapdog Germany, the Aryans must dominate the skies like no other race on earth. If we want to make our dreams of rising from the ashes to claim our destiny, an attainable reality, our brothers must take to the skies once more. For the first time in our Brotherhood's history, a special Air Force wing will be organised for our military. We already got an Air Force. When Air Force of Rowan, our forces will once again find themselves leaps and bounds ahead of our enemies, and the Germans will surely think twice before sending their planes to desecrate our sacred soil ever again. Let us human scum scatter the run for their lives as our dead bombers scream overhead, raining untold death and destruction from the skies. Perfect. Alright, supplies, air bases would be good, but let's go ahead and start you. Give us the cores. How much manpower are we gonna get? Not a lot, to be fair. not a whole lot. Second inauguration, Wallace F. Bennett. Right, we're not going to bother with tanks. We've got a decent amount of guns. Anti-tank I'm a little bit concerned of, and I want more on you. Cast should be finishing soon, 29 days. Right, that's fine. Anyways, guys, we'll leave that episode there, so thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And by the looks of things, next episode is maybe going to result in a war with the Ural military district. So until then, take care. Goodbye for the now.